Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tina and you're watching Tina.fandoms. A while back, I asked you guys to send me some questions over on Instagram for me to answer in a nice little Q&A, which I have the questions right here. Also, I thought I would do a nice little get ready with me because I don't know how to do face makeup. Like, I've never done it before. If I've ever had it done, it's my sister who's put it on me. So I thought, like, let's figure this out together. And I bought a little bit of makeup from Sephora, and I bought some from Walmart, and I had a little bit of my own, and then I got some for my sister. So I'm just gonna like put on a face of makeup and answer your questions. I just wanted to quickly, before I jump into it, say thank you guys so much for 4,000 followers on Instagram and on TikTok. It means so much to me, and I'm like shell-shocked at how like I've reached this point. Thank you so very much, and let's just jump into it now. So the first thing I just did is I put my hair up because I don't want the makeup to get in my hair, so let's get started. The first thing I actually have to do is open this makeup because most of it isn't open. So the first question I have here is any books you recommend to get you out of a reading slump? Book I recommend if you are looking for a fantasy to get you out of a reading slump is The Enchantment of Ravens, which is a book I've actually talked about quite a bit on YouTube, but also on my other platforms, because The Enchantment of Ravens is actually bad. Like, I don't like it that much, but it's a short fantasy novel which is similar to A Court of Thorns and Roses. It has fae, it has a similar like human fae relationship, similar magic systems. So I would highly recommend reading The Enchantment of Ravens if you're in a reading slump and you're looking to get out of it and you want something small to like just quickly get you through, because I find that reading large series when you are trying to get in and out of a reading slump, it'll just keep you in the slump because it's too much of a commitment. You're not going to want to read it. If you like contemporary as much as fantasy, then I highly recommend checking out Christina Lauren's books, because it's this author duo. Their books are great. They're short, they're kind of weird, they're very interesting. I highly recommend The Unhoneymooners or Roomies if you are looking for a quick read. Favorite book series and recommendations. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that my favorite series that I always talk about that is not A Court of Thorns and Roses is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chachki. I love all of the characters in that book. There's nothing about that book that isn't great. Like, the romance is something I haven't seen before. It's like enemies to lovers to enemies to lovers to enemies to lovers. And the characters, like, we have like some amazing representation that I haven't seen in any other series. So my favorite series to recommend is currently The Gilded Wolves. But also I really like The Kiss of Deception. It's a series that does get talked about. It's not underrated by any means, but it's also not talked about enough as like I think it should be. Next question. The best and worst, if you can think of one, Sarah J. Maas book. The best Sarah J. Maas book is A Court of Mist and Fury. The worst Sarah J. Maas book is Crown of Midnight. Have you read The Queen Rising by Rebecca Ross? I have not. Do you have a favorite actor or actress? He's a Bollywood actor. His name is Shah Rukh Khan. I don't watch a lot of movies. Maybe like if I had to pick a favorite actor, actress, like Hollywood, it might be like Bob Morley and Eliza Taylor. Let's go with that. What is your favorite book, excluding any Sarah J. Maas? Like I said, The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chachki. What is your favorite genre? YA fantasy and new adult contemporary. When did you first read ACOTAR series and why do you like it so much? I like it so much because I love the romance between Reese and Feyre. Like, that's like my ideal romance. And I don't know, I just love fantasy and I love like Illyrians, and I wanted to be like a fae for the longest time, and I honestly still kind of do. So maybe that's why it's my favorite. Also, like, I love found families. It's the formula for the perfect book. That's why I love ACOTAR, and I first read it when I was in grade 11, and I'm currently in 3rd year of university. ACOTAR or Throne of Glass? ACOTAR, even though Throne of Glass is more interesting and more stuff happens, I just prefer A Court of Thorns and Roses for the romance. Favorite male character? It changes. Maybe the most consistent one is Will Herondale. Favorite author? Roshani Chachki, Cassandra Clare, Holly Black, and Sarah J. Maas. All the basic answers, probably except for Roshani Chachki. How old are you? I am 21 years old. Do you like Rick Riordan's books? I know that I should. When I read them, I probably will, but I have yet to read anything. No! I've read Red Pyramid by him when I was younger, but I don't remember much of anything that happens because, like I said, I was quite younger. But let's go with yes. Where do you go to school? What's your major? I am a business student specializing in HR and marketing, and I study school in Toronto. Do you want to be a writer? I do, and I'm currently working on a fantasy novel. It features royalty, and it's not fae royalty, just people with magic that are royals but not fae. Tips for building a following. Be consistent. Start a schedule of uploading, follow that schedule. If you have a certain type of content that you make, stick to that content. Of course, you can diversify and you can do different things when you want to, but as long as your followers know what to expect from you. Wanting to start a new series, any recommendations? How about we go with one that I don't always recommend, and I will say Three Dark Crowns by, I think, Kendra Blake. I love that series. I have yet to read the finale of that series, but it's something I don't see often. It's like gothic fantasy. What book started your love for fantasy and romance? Either Twilight or City of Bones, because I don't know if Twilight can technically be considered fantasy. Summer read recommendations. I mean, do I really have to say anything by Christina Lauren? But also Colleen Hoover. If you're looking for a YA recommendation, The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenna Han. That is the superior Jenna Han series. Do you plan on reading House of Earth and Blood? 100%. Favorite book that you've read in 2020 so far? Fantasy-wise, The Silver Serpents, the sequel to The Gilded Wolves. And contemporary-wise, One Day in December by Josie Silver. Which classics have you read and what is your favorite? Oof. I don't read classics often. It's probably everything that I've read. I've read for school, but maybe Brave New World, because I've never read, nor will I ever read a book that creepy again in my life. If you like the 100, though, you might like it. Favorite book ever? Please don't make me choose. Have you read the Grisha trilogy? I have not read the Grisha trilogy, but that is next on my gotta read it or else list. What's your favorite fictional character and who's your favorite cousin? This was sent to me by my cousin at Steffi Books on Instagram. My favorite fictional character. How does one apply face powder? Oh. There's something. And my favorite fictional character changes always. What got you into reading? Twilight? I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Should I have put highlighter on first? The Hunger Games, Twilight first, but then the Hunger Games really solidified my love for it. Favorite Akatar, Akamath, Akawar, or Akofos quote. So the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered. It's also the one that I remember the most. Carden's Tale, A+. Have you read The Maze Runner? Yes, I have. Do you have any advice for teen writers trying to get their start? Yes. Don't do what I did and break a writing habit. So set a time for yourself. For me, when I used to do a lot of my writing, I would do it at like 10, 11 p.m. I would turn all the lights off. I would have headphones in my ears. I would listen to Zayn Malik, and I would literally just write, like BS for the most part. Just write. Like, that's the only thing I can recommend. And if you're like me and you like having like a visual, so you know how much like you've written and you want to like keep track of it, all of your ideas, anything you have, any BS that you have, anything in your head, just write it down. Thoughts on Throne of Glass? Throne of Glass is the first series that I read that got me into fae, because I read Cassandra Clare's fae characters before, but I never liked them. I found them annoying in her books, so I never got into fae. Is Tamlin evil? That's a loaded question. I don't think he's an evil person. I think what he did to Feyre was evil. I think that I've been wrong to say that Nesta in some ways, not in every way, has been just as bad or worse just because she's family and she's been bad, to Feyre, who's her sister. But no, Tamlin is way worse, especially when you think about, like, he was an abuser. But Tamlin, like, underneath all that, I don't think he's evil, but I don't want him to get a redemption arc that's based on Feyre. By that I mean is I want him to be a good High Lord, to find it in himself, to be good to his people, and to, like, be a better person and, like, work on himself. And then maybe him and Feyre can be friends again, and maybe he can apologize to Rhys again. But I don't think that his redemption arc should have anything to do with anyone except for himself, Lucien, and his people. What do you think about Kale? Boring! Kale is boring. Romantic book recommendations. If you're looking for enemies to lovers, I recommend The Hating Game. Opinion on Percy Jackson. I haven't read Percy Jackson. If your house is burning down and you can only save one book, which one would it be? Any of like these cool editions of The Cruel Prince I have, because I can replace any book except for, cool editions. Who is your favorite female character? Jude from Cruel Prince, 100%. She's equally flawed and equally as like kick-ass, and like I want to be her, but I understand like, she has a lot of problems going on and she's not perfect and she realizes this, but she's also very realistic. She's a human living in the Fae world who like, it's like power hungry, and like the decisions she makes it like because she's so headstrong, and I don't know. I really like Jude. Jude is my favorite. What do you want your future job to be? Well, I'm in business and marketing and HR. Like ideally, like my dream job is like being a published author or like making content, because I really enjoy doing this stuff. Pick 5 characters to have dinner with at a fancy restaurant. Any characters? I'll go with Katniss Everdeen, Edward Cullen, Reese, Bellamy Blake, and Will Herondale. Do you read fanfiction? I did a lot. Like, I read a lot of Harry Styles fanfiction growing up. Well, actually, 1D fanfiction in general. Who is your favorite Shadowhunter? Will Herondale, 100%. But, like, Julian Blackthorne is a very close second. And I really wish I was Emma from The Darkest Artifices. So I'm currently reading Lord of Shadows, by the way. How often do you read? That depends on the months. Some months I read like 17 books. Most months I read 0 to like 3. But since I started posting content about books like on TikTok and Instagram, I've gotten way more into reading, and I'm reading about 10 books a month, 10 to 15 books a month. But this month, because I'm reading Lord of Shadows, it's taking me a lot longer than I expected. What's on your TBR right now? Ooh. Okay, so I need to finish The Darkest Artifices, Lord of Shadows, and then Queen of Air and Darkness. Then I want to finish The Kiss of Deception. I still need to finish the last book. Then I need to finish 3 Dark Crowns. No, then I need to start The Last Hour. I also have The Reading Rush coming up next month, which I have my TBR for that. So that's like the books I want to read right now. Thank you so much for sending me your questions and sitting here and getting ready with me. The only thing I have left to apply is a little bit of eyeliner and my mascara. So maybe I'll quickly do that and then I'll come in. I've got mascara under my eye. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and thank you all again for your support on Instagram, on TikTok, and here as well. I appreciate it so much. Again, thank you. But I have a bunch of stuff planned to do here on YouTube, so thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for more if you are interested in it. Thank you. Bye.